welcome to another season of high school football with Quick Slant. News Journal sports editor Scott Zucker filling in for Chris Boyle, who's
baby
with
daddy.
his baby, yes. But we'll be back next week. Here was Zach Dean. Zach, are you ready to run down week one?
Going to be tough to follow up Boyle's long-winded analysis, but I will try to do my best and make him proud.
Just stretch out everything you're going to be saying.
He's probably at home, bottle feeding or something right now.
And the baby too.
Exactly.
All right, enough hijinks. Let's take a look at the matchups.
I can't get that picture out of my head.
Move on. Let's move on. You got the big newly christened Potato Bowl.
Yeah.
Down in Flagler. Up in Flagler.
Yeah. Well, for us it is.
Yeah. Matanzas FPC. FPC looks to be an improved team this year with new coach Travis Rowland.
Yeah,
What's your take there?
They do, but that kind of scares me because me, Chris, and Godwin all made our predictions, and we all picked FPC. And my first thought was Matanzas will win the game. So I think Matanzas is probably going to feel a little disrespected because they are the playoff team. They've won this game 2 years in a row, and everybody seems to be jumping on that FPC bandwagon, and for good reason. Travis Rowland is a lot of people are high on him. They have a really good defense, it appears, and but I said this last week. It's Matanzas. They have to lose, and someone's got to knock them off before we can crown FPC. Right. So until FPC knocks them off, Matanzas is still the king of Flagler. So it'll be interesting to watch. I do think Flagler is a vastly improved team. I think Matanzas, maybe it will take a couple weeks of gel just because they are replacing so many starters on the defensive side of the ball. But it'll be a close game. It really is a coin toss. I gave it to FPC because it's in Flagler. They're expecting like 10,000 people at this game. And I think they're going to be pretty hyped to play for Coach Rowland. So I gave the FPC the edge.
Now, hard to discount. Ripley is a pretty good coach.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But he is losing the Defensive Player of the Year there. So.
Yeah, I mean, and it's going to be tough. Whenever you get to replace a Nick Kubier, he said it a million times, you cannot replace him with one player. It's going to take a handful of players to replace him, and we don't know what Matanzas has yet. So week one games are always impossible to pick because you don't know what these teams have yet, and a lot of them didn't show what they had last week in the Classic. So right. It's a coin toss, and that's what rivalry should be. So it'll be fun. And
then we move on to area powerhouse Mainland. Had a little bit of a stumble last week against Apopka, who as we saw from the preview there, Apopka's got a couple kids in their 30s.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I made the remark earlier this week to Chris that I think it's Mainland's first loss in August since like the 80s. So, and it really might be. So, unusual to see them lose, but I also got to commend Mainland because they're playing teams like Apopka, and with the new schedule this year and the new point system, you have to play these good teams. So I'd rather Mainland go up there, figure out what they have against Apopka, than go somewhere and play a jamboree or pick whoever you want and beat them by 30. So while they did go up to Apopka and lose and got outplayed for most of that game, Chris Boyle did say that they started showing signs of life in the second half, and it'll carry over this week. I mean, no offense to DeLand, but it's kind of like when the Patriots or Alabama lose. You do not want to be the team that has to play them the next week. So Steve Allen and DeLand are going to have their hands full.
That is a rebuilding program for New
Yes, it is. It is. It'd be a test.
And it'd be tough because it is in here in Deltona Beach.
Yeah.
So. And new quarterback there for Mainland.
Jake Novello, yeah. I think he, again, kind of an up and down week last week. I like a lot of the team, but I expect him to have a pretty good game, put up pretty good numbers here in week one.
Other team to watch in this area, a lot of people are talking about Spruce Creek, a little bit of a surprise last year. They did so well. Andy Price's team taking on Seabreeze, which has struggled mightily the last couple of years.
2 wins the last 2 years, but this is a good rivalry game. I mean, Seabreeze and Creek, always a heated rivalry, always fun. Again, the two teams going in vastly different directions right now. Andy Price and that Spruce Creek offense, I think, and I'll say it again, I think it has potential to be the best in this area. Very, very senior-heavy, veteran-heavy team on the offensive side of the ball. The defense was without Tyler Barong, who is one of the best in this area. Potentially, he was out with an ankle injury last week, so they kind of struggled to stop the run. He should be back this week. So, I expect Spruce Creek to win this game pretty easily. Seabreeze, like I said, they're a team under second-year coach Troy Koch that's just still trying to find themselves, whereas Spruce Creek has legitimate playoff aspirations this year. So
good offense, good quarterback situation there.
Lefty.
Gotta love the lefty.
I told him I'd love to call him the hefty lefty like Jared Lorenz and Mikhail Minkler as the exact opposite.
Anything but hefty.
So, very good quarterback, though. I like Kyle a lot.
We'll give a shout out to the Spruce Creek Center who helped us out with our phone this year.
Exactly.
In the rest of the schedule, Lopez and Pine Ridge. Pine Ridge is an intriguing team.
That is actually one of the more intriguing games this year under the radar. This week, Kenny Pickens in his first official game coming over from University. Pine Ridge looked really good in the spring game, looked really good last week in their win. Lopez under second-year coach Matt Canals, that'll be an interesting test for them. I think Pine Ridge is a team that could surprise some people this year. They seem to have a bit of a swagger to them, and they should. I think Chris Boyle said scored 82 points in their first 2 games under Pickens. Right. This is his first test, though. Going against Lopez should be a pretty good game. Should be relatively close. I think it's one of the better area games of the week.
There's a big loss on the defensive side of the ball for Pine Ridge.
Yes, John Huggins. He would be a nice face for Pine Ridge and Pickens to have over there on the defensive side, but obviously at Mainland right now.
And then finally, Astronaut, New Smyrna Beach. New Smyrna's got the category
5.
I was going to say category 7.
Well, there's a category 3, I think, getting ready to hit somewhere in the Gulf Coast right now. So,
well, hopefully New Smyrna can do better than that.
Yeah, New Smyrna kind of disappointed last week. I think they had a lead in their game. I believe it was Mount Dora they were playing. I'm not positive, but I know they ultimately lost. That defense, a lot of hype on that defense this year coming in. Astronaut, I think, is a bit of a rebuilding team, so it's a good opponent for New Smyrna to open up against, get their feet under them. Barracuda should be improved this year. 500 or a little bit above, I think, is a realistic goal for them. And like I said, Astronaut is a team that they should beat. I know all 3 of us had them winning. So
you know what they say about Astronaut? They're good in space.
It's a good kicker.
Before we wrap up, any of the other games on the schedule jump out at you?
Mount Dora, Deltona. I mean, I think Mount Dora has always been a pretty decent team. Deltona, obviously, playoff team 2 years ago, 7 wins last year. They're going to be a playoff contender this year. So I would say as far as area games, Mount Dora and Deltona, that's kind of a toss-up too. I think I gave the edge to Deltona, but again, I think Mount Dora was a 6-win team last year, so those are very comparable teams as well. So this should be a good game. Should be a good first week.
Although Mount Dora is a silly name.
Have you ever been to Mount Dora?
I've not.
Really nice.
Oh, see, now you got to plug.
Really nice.
So don't send us letters.
I love Mount Dora
because Zach's plugging Mount Dora, and I was.
Reminds me of Christmas Town. When you go there during Christmas, it's all lit up, trees everywhere. It's like a little Christmas village. You see on Hallmark Channel. Not that I watch Hallmark Channel during Christmas at all.
Not at all. It reminds me of where Dora the Explorer lives, but that's just me.
For another day.
All right. Well, we've digressed sufficiently now. I think.
Yeah, I think we're good.
We're going to wrap it up. Enjoy week 1, and we'll see you back here for week 2.
See you Friday.